Anyway, cruising around town, and the only solution to make it so that the technology that's driven by the AI or designed by the AI or whatever into full implementation is to make it accessible, and that's against the profit-driven kind of,
Mhm.
you know,
It
vibe, so
okay, is a jalopy like a real fucking car? I feel like I've heard this term for like a
it's
beater for my whole life, but is it like
so, Archie of Archie Comics,
yeah.
drove a jalopy spelled like oops, oh, I can't type in that chat, I have to type in the other chat, I'm so sorry. Chat. It's spelled like this, jalopy.
That's okay, that's what I
Um,
thought. Okay, but is it an actual
I
type
like
of
when
car?
Jennifer pronounced it like it was like an Italian, like, "Ah, jalopy, my favorite nephew." That's
A
funny. Yeah,
slang?
he
No, but
drove a
it is a
jalopy.
slang term for an old, decrepit, and unreliable automobile. So it is. It's like just the equivalent of a beater. Okay,
Yep,
that
that's
makes sense.
exactly what it is.
That's so funny.
So yeah, that's the state of affairs there. But, yeah, I mean, that's the societal cost. I think is it's pretty clear that, like, in the right hands, this could it's a tool. At the end of the day, it's a tool,
Mm-hmm.
and the way that in which we use that tool will determine whether or not it's straight up evil or useful or somewhere in between, right? You know, the internal combustion engine, great, we can drive cars. Oh no, the world's on fire. That old
Oh
parable.
yeah. Oh God, climate change.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But,
So sorry,
yeah.
going. I feel like because I was dealing with my headphone situation, I like didn't get to weigh in on the arts aspect, but I think
Yes,
like
please.
yeah. So there were a couple different sources that I was looking at that like talked about art, and again, I think it goes back to this sort of like AI is like corporate driven, it's capitalistically
Mhm.
driven. And one of the
Absolutely.
sources I was looking at, which was actually from the UN, it was like UN Chronicle. Let me see if I can find
Okay.
it. Um, was essentially saying that like if it's being artist led, for instance, like artists are using it, I don't know, for like idea generation maybe, or
Mhm.
for um like I don't know how I'm not an artist, so I don't know how you would use it. But again, as a tool, like an effective tool, like you
Yeah.
could have things that are like maintain creative integrity. But when people
True.
are essentially just using it to spit out low quality art and then just like AI slop essentially as we
Yeah. Yeah,
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 then and then just
absolutely.
like throwing that to like on social media or whatever, it's you're not like producing anything. And I think you were talking about something that's like such an interesting
Mhm.
point is like AI art often is missing like a human aspect,
Yeah.
right? It's missing cultural relevance or like a certain message. And I think that that comes from human prompts. So it has a lot to do with that like human AI interaction of how you're going to actually get that like beneficial I don't know what's the word like what do we call a beneficial aspect of art? Like what word would we use for that? Artistic benefit? Artistic expression?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on your talk if you're talking about the viewer or the creator or society at large kind of thing, but yeah, the artistic kind of, like, payoff, I guess, would be, you know, one of the things. Regarding creativity,
Mhm.
there was research about and I did not read the actual paper, and it's cool because I can't even open the paper on here. It's also a bioarchives paper, or not even bioarchives,
Mhm.
it's an archives paper that was, asked AI to come up with original research ideas versus scientists, and I cannot, open it right now, so I can't even tell you guys more about it, and I didn't end up reading it. I put it on my list of things to do before this, and I didn't do it because I read the other paper, but, um, I don't think that from what I remember of my glance of it, it's something about the breadth of ideas that it can create. It can jam things together in a word salad enough articulate word salad enough
Yes.
way that it does sound like something that's new and unthought of, but the actual
Yes,
feasibility of the
it lacks
things.
the ability, it has the ability to go from A to B to C, but it does not
Yeah,
have, it lacks the ability to jump from A to D essentially and like have
yeah,
creative thought as opposed to like
yeah.
process oriented. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is because as of right now, from what we know about, like, God forbid I mention AI consciousness, is that it depends on existing information to generate its, the creativity as we define it as
Mhm.
creating something, in that case depends on information that's already out there. So it's just about combining already existing ideas in an not already done way, but humans have the most sophisticated computer in our heads all the time that's capable of using all the information it knows, but also a slightly different kind of like take on it that has, again, that fucking soul bullshit.
Soul.
Ken Jennings. I love that we pulled a Ken Jennings in here, but remember when Ken Jennings basically ended Jeopardy and then he got beat by DeepSeek? Um, it was
I do
definitely
not.
marketing for IBM. So you know who Ken Jennings is? Like he hosts Jeopardy now, and
I might need to get on my cultural
so
bandwagon here.
when Alex Trebek died, Ken
Yes.
Jennings, Mayim Bialik, and a couple of the other like big hotshot long-term people that were on Jeopardy
Oh, I
and
see.
known smarty pantses kind of rotated their hosting until they
Mhm.
settled on Ken being the natural kind of next host because he's the most famous man in Jeopardy.
Okay.
He's the one that went on the streak that changed the way that Jeopardy operates
I see. Okay.
because he would have just gone on forever essentially.
Mhm.
So now they do this thing where if you go for a certain length of run, they say, okay, now you're one of the champions. You go to the champion of champions little, league later on. It's kind of like
Mhm.
sports almost. Whereas before it was just, okay, now you're today's returning champion
Yeah.
for the 93rd time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Um, but then because it was so entertaining and people were so interested in seeing more of Ken Jennings and
Mhm.
just how fucking knowledgeable he is, they decided to put him up against IBM's Watson, which is apparently driven by some deep seek thing. I don't know the kind of nuts and bolts of it, but
Mhm.
it absolutely destoed him, like by a long shot. There was a couple of times that it was like catastrophically wrong,
Okay.
but proportionality of correct versus incorrect and the speed with which it can answer
Mhm.
and calculate that even back then was like
Yeah, that's fair.
far better than a
And
human being could ever do.
that would have been like how long ago then? Like 5
10 years
years?
ago,
Oh,
15
10.
years
Oh,
ago,
damn. Where was
that
I?
that he talked to Watson or that he did his run, because his run was probably 20 years
The
ago at this
the
point. But
the IBM Watson thing.
let's find out. We have a computer, we can do this. Ken Jennings Watson, 2011. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Lost a 3-day $1 million tournament to Watson, an IBM supercomputer. So that's 2011 computing, you
That's
know?
crazy. Dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's how they were trying to advertise their like Intel Core, what was it, 3 probably back in 2011?
I don't know. I think it was one of the first kind of instances of non-marketing marketing. Like it wasn't like this is brought to you by
Yeah.
IBM. It was they just called it
Yeah.
Watson, and then there was like a little IBM logo where they called it IBM's Watson, and it wasn't like as explicit as all that, which kind of made it, I guess, feel less greasy and less like an ad. But now everything's that.
I
You
know,
scroll and
right?
you're like, oh, TikTok with puppies, and it's like, wanna know how her fur's so shiny? I give
I know.
her Flu Flam gummies
Well, I
every
mean,
day, and she loves them. And
yeah.
I'm like,
I'm
"Don't puppy date me, you fuck."
the commodization of all of
Yeah.
our everything. Well, okay. It's happened in the past, what, 5 years, maybe 10 years, that social media started running ads. It's like every third or fourth
Ooh,
post you see is an ad on Facebook, Instagram, I guess
yeah.
TikTok as well now. And then in addition, and then it's like Netflix and Prime and all these other things added ads, which I don't know whatever happened to those court cases where they were actually being sued that they like that would people like because it was like false advertising when people initially signed the contract and it had no ads that they just
Yeah.
added them later. So I don't know what happened after that.
I'm willing to bet that they had a clause in the original contract that says I can change this contract at any time and sucks to suck because that's how those big
That's how it
long
be.
terms of it, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
terms of engagement or whatever the fuck,
Yeah, those
get a grip. But I give her beef tallow in the puppy
what?
supplement.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. I
Wow.
rub it on my dog.
Yeah. Who honestly, she'd love that. She'd be like, "I'm beef flavored now."
Yeah, she'll just
Where's my
lick
dog?
herself.
Wolf,
Yeah.
where are you? I don't know where she is.
Sorry, going back to your creativity point though, I think that like
Mhm.
recognizing what AI is capable of and is not capable of is like super important in using it. And so and like obviously
Yeah.
safety reasons as well.
Yeah.
So like one of the things that I think has come to light in the past year for me, like I really did not use ChatGPT until this past year, but
Yeah.
AI hallucination rates are like very
Oh, hell
very
yeah.
very surprising, and like ChatGPT is like known for you have to like double check everything. And so honestly, I
Mhm.
treat ChatGPT like my little dumb friend. Like I try to write the prompts as like as straightforward as possible. I'm like, okay, you do this little basic task. Oh, you did that task correctly. Okay, here's another basic task, and it's like
Yeah.
on top of itself. Yeah, if you're gonna
It
say
gets
something.
worse the more information you have in it, though. Like,
Yes.
the longer you're in it, the data supports that it gets too like, there's too many kind of, like, idiosyncrasies within it that it starts to, like, discombobulate, essentially.
Yeah.
And I definitely have personal data to suggest that that is true. Because sometimes I'll be like, "Do this," and it'll be like, "You're right, I did it wrong last time." The sycophancy is it's so annoying. It's like, "Sorry, yeah, I did that wrong last time," and I'm like and then it's like, "Here's the right information." I'm like, "Nope, no again." And I've gotten straight up mad at ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Dan's been like, "Why are you typing so furiously?" I'm like, "The fuck."
Well, so once I
Yeah.
literally I was like using these attachments, and then it was like I did the prompt, and it was like, "Can you attach the things?" And I was like, I just attached them. It was like a bad email
Oh,
correspondence. I was like, "Are you my coworker?" Raffle Iron Chef
yeah,
actually said, "If I don't know something, I ask my neighbor, and they can look it up on ChatGPT." And that, I mean, yeah, I'm like, I assume it's gonna be incompetent, so I try to explain things to it as like
yeah,
easily as possible. Though the
yeah.
one thing
Well,
I like is that it catches mistakes, right? If like you make like I don't know like a typo, it can like actually figure out that that's a typo and like move
sure,
or work
yeah.
around it.
Well, and that's also a thing that I'm wrestling with personally. I have a lot of kind of pretty strong opinions and know where I stand and what camp when it comes to AI on a lot of things, but we use things like Grammarly and stuff like that now. I'm pretty sure they're AI driven.
Some
You
of
can
it, yeah,
have them like full on generate text for you, but even when you're just editing text, you can let it reword for you
paraphrase. The
because you've
paraphrasing
written in
tool is
passive
AI.
voice
Yeah.
or, something like that.
Hmm.
And how much rewording is authorship versus editing and, like,
Yeah.
where's the line? Because, I mean and when does the line matter? Does it matter for an email? Probably fucking not. Does it matter for a paper? Probably, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's mm,
I think
I
science.
don't know where I land on that.
Yeah. I think science is quite behind in like AI detection. Like I don't think publications specifically have like AI detection tools at this point. Like I think we're like maybe a couple years out from that, but I haven't seen anything like that recently.
So, fun fact that I learned in my lab meeting, because my lab meeting, we talked all about AI and they want someone to do
Mhm.
an AI presentation. I'm like, maybe me. Um, I also don't want the scrutiny of that.
Yeah, it's fair.
But my boss, who's pretty decently high up in editorial levels and stuff like that of things with Elsevier or Elsevier, it's
Mhm.
like one of the biggest publishing kind of houses of academic papers on Earth, or at least scientific academic papers. I don't know if they do arts ones as well, but it's huge, right?
Mhm.
Their policy on AI is it's okay as long as you tell people that you're using it. They don't even wanna try and stop it, and most of the university's policies is, "It's okay. It's fine. Like Rutgers policy is it's fine.
Yeah, I think
Because
to a
what are you
certain
gonna do?
yeah, I mean McGill released stuff like in the